Welcome to the first episode of what year is it? 2026 of Pickles and Pasta with
Steph.
Jay.
Voila.
Well, you are. Could put your head down a little bit just for a second. There you go. You are so beautiful. There you go. In case you guys didn't know by now you know. It's official. Steph is beautiful. Yes.
Oh, thank you, honey.
Schweidman wins.
Merci.
Okay, we can. Year over.
We're done.
Perfect. Had a successful year right there. I'm good. We can move on to 2027. New year, huh?
Yeah.
It doesn't make a difference. It doesn't make a difference.
Well, I think it does.
Well, I mean, of course it does, but it's like, yeah, you got to close your books for the year and do all this stuff and shit. And there's a new mayor in New York, and also, yes, stuff. There's stuff, but it's like, I don't know. I don't get that whole thing of like, oh, it's New Year, I'm gonna get in shape. New Year, I'm gonna stop being a jerk. Like, what do you have to wait for January 1st for? You do that anytime.
Yeah, I hear that. But I think it helped. I mean, just personally, it helps me get psyched up for, being better at all the things I want to do. It's like a mental thing. I think it's just more a mental thing.
Like a reset kind of thing?
Yeah. Like, okay, January 1st, 2026.
Well, isn't that like we talk about people do like spring cleaning? Like, so do you think people just have to have a thing? Like whatever the thing is, there has to be a thing. There's a date, there's a time of year, there's a something like, oh, okay, that's my cue.
Yeah, I think that people need ways to motivate themselves, and everybody's got their own thing. Like for you, you just said it doesn't work for you. I don't know what does, but for me, I like a new year. I like fall too. So I'm just one of those people that I like having this mental framing of something new.
Okay.
I don't know why. I do.
No,
I'm
it's
also
not.
very
It's not.
astrology too. So like, there's all kinds of things that go along with that stuff.
Yeah, that could be a whole episode unto itself. I'm not gonna waste time like that.
Yes.
But yeah, no, I get it. I mean, look, I just think it's always the same. Like every year, like, oh, what a year! Like, oh, I can't wait for the new year. Like, I just wish we would get to a place of like, okay, let's be good the whole year. Let's be good the whole year. So I don't know.
But it's not just about that too. I mean, there's also like things that happen in January every year that change, and things that happen in April, like taxes, and then you have like the change of seasons. So I think there's a lot of things that are integrated into the way we move through seasons and times of year, and I think that that's all tied into that.
Yeah, yeah. I get it. I mean, I get it. I've been dealing with it for
Been living for a
centuries.
while.
Yeah, it's been a long time. It's been a long time. But yeah, yeah, it's all good. It's all good. Okay. Well, anything else you want to share with our lovely audience?
Let's just dive in.
Yeah, I got another email from somebody earlier today about something totally unrelated. It said I always he said talk about something else, so I didn't wasn't sure who this guy was. He said we're also connected on LinkedIn. I was like, great, and he said I always your podcast posts always come up on my feed. I always look forward to them. I was like, thank you. That's
That's cool.
sweet. That's like out of nowhere. I don't know where this. He's in Europe somewhere. I don't know exactly where this guy is,
That's cool.
but yeah, it's neat. I guess it's neat.
Are
Yeah. So,
podcasts as popular in Europe and globally as they are in the United States? Because I feel like a lot of European people comment about our podcast.
I think the Europeans comment more than the Americans are commenting.
Oh,
But no, I think it's still more Americans. But we do have a decent, yeah, we do have a few, a decent amount of people there, and they're really nice. I mean, they're like it's nice. It's nice. It's nice when people like
maybe
it.
maybe the people in Europe who know us and listen to it's like their way of connecting with America. I don't know, because the
We're
people
not
I know,
American. We're not like America.
But I mean, like, they're not living here anymore. Like my friend Conchita. Hi, Conchita,
Yeah,
if you're listening. Maybe it's a way of feeling like home in a way. I don't know.
could be. Yeah, no. Yeah, I mean, look. Yeah, I think. I mean, look. We definitely have a bunch of people that listen and follow and watch or whatever that we don't really know. Personally, like they're not like we don't see them all the time or whatever. Like we just don't know them. We know them maybe through this, but we don't really know them. Know them. Like Conchita's a good friend of yours. I mean, she's friend. You guys have been friends for a long time. And there's some people, friends of mine, that are business associates, whatever, in different parts of the world. That's true. But yeah, I think I don't know. I think it's just nice, and I think it's a good point. Like if somebody who's not from here, they get to kind of hear a little bit of a different flavor. We're not like famous, we're not like celebrities, or anything like that. We just have a different perspective about stuff. So it's nice. It's listen. It's very flattering and humbling that anybody at all is listening to it. Quite frankly, so I'm just excited to have anybody listen to it. So thank you, Conchita, and everybody else. Well, if we're going to give shout outs, I'm going to give a shout out to Roddick too, because
Roddick, yep,
Roddick's a rock
we
star.
appreciate you, Roddick.
Definitely all 6'12" of you. Um, anyway, so yeah, I think yeah, let's just dive in. So as this is the first episode of a new year, we kind of were thinking about things that I think probably a lot of people are thinking about this time of year, and kind of thought we'd share some of our perspectives on it. So, one of the things I was thinking about was, cleaning up and clearing out and what ideas come from the process. So like Steph was saying before, like it's natural that people do this. Like, bookkeeping, you start new things. Like I've got to do that. Like on a lot of our stuff, I have to start new files, like the 2026 files on receipts or on different things, changing things like that. It's not that, like that's just what we do. But I think, as creatives, there's a lot of this sort of admin kind of stuff. And there's like, well, let's throw out these old papers or this old stuff, the supplies. We don't use these anymore. I just saw it earlier. I just took out some stuff, from a drawer that I'm like, okay, let me put this out. I don't think I really want to use this anymore. This is perfect time to clean up, whatever. But when we do that, I think like as creatives, it's not just mechanical. So I think there's something for me. I can start thinking about ideas like all the time, and I know you too. But I think it's interesting, like what else comes out of that process of cleaning up and clearing out, right? Like what, how does that trigger our creative juices to kind of think of, oh, there's that thing I want to work on, or a new idea that comes up. I'm curious, like from your perspective, because obviously our creatives, daily lives are a little bit different, but as connected as they are. I don't know. I was wondering what you thought about that.
I don't know if I can lead into this from a. I don't, I'll just like dive in from
Sure.
what I'm doing in my process of, because I've kind of been doing this for
For a
months.
while. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
I because I'm winding down a certain way I've been doing things with Have Some Fun Today as one of my businesses. And in the process of cleaning that up, I I often can't move into the next thing because because like artistic creation needs a lot of clearance around, it needs space. You can't create amongst clutter. And
Mental
so,
or physical.
yes, it's physical and mental. And so for me to clear out what I've been doing for Have Some Fun Today has been a process. And we're still kind of in the process, although it is starting to get cleared out, which is exciting for me. And in that clearing out is giving me more space to come up with ideas around Have Some Fun Today that feel more aligned with who I am today and where I want to spend my energy and my time. So I guess in the past, few weeks since we've been in Pennsylvania for the holidays and in the midst of this major clearing out that we're doing, I have now started to get into some of the things that I want to do for Have Some Fun Today. And it's just beginning, like it's just opening me up. I'm just starting to like allow there to be room in my brain to visualize and to actually start to make the things that I want to do for have some fun today. So there is a definitely a connection between the clearing out and the creation for me.
I think that's true. I mean, obviously, I see that with you, and I see how you are. Like when you have too much clutter or too much stuff, either you physically you're constrained because like we have stuff, physical stuff, like there's a box here or something, whatever. You're it's not healthy for you to creatively. Like you could be fine functioning, but creatively, you're like the new ideas aren't coming. You're not solving that one. Like when you do your paintings, you do something, it's good, you walk away from it, then you're like, ooh, I don't like it, or, ooh, and I'm gonna change this, and then you're like, shit, I can't think of it. Like you're in this place where you're like, okay, Miss Steph is unique and she's amazing and whatever. But if any of you have been around any sort of artistic person, physical art, like what Steph does, musician, a filmmaker, when they're blocked, they're like they can't, like they can't. Their brain is going like a million miles an hour, and they can look at this thing. As a writer, you can look at that screen or that piece of paper, and you just can't crack it. And then something shifts, and then all of a sudden it flows. Like the dam bursts, and I see that with you. I see that like how when there's a lot going, not so much a lot going on because that's okay, but if there's blockage, if there's clutter, if there's stuff, your brain you're just like, I can't. Like I can look at it till I'm blue in the face. I can't. And then it's kind of, you have to walk away. So it makes sense that as you clear things out, it just naturally opens up space. Your brain is circulating, is functioning in a very different way. So yeah, it makes sense. I think people do things and they're very like, cleaning up is not a creative process, right? Like it's not a lot of thought you have to go into it, right? You're cleaning out your drawers, you clean it, you move on. It's like, it's not, oh, I came up with a cure for cancer while I was cleaning out my drawers. Like, that's just not the way it works. But, or I came up with this whole new design for a new collection I'm going to do. Like, it's not. But I think when you're creative and you do something that's like so incredibly not creative, it almost flips it and puts it, I think it can put it like on overdrive because your brain is like in the mechanical place and it's like, well, your brain's doesn't want to be there. So you open up your whole brain, I think, opens up to creativity. I know that's what I think. And I see it with you, I think, too, because you clean these things, you do these things with your, I don't know. That's, I don't know. I just wanted to kind of get your perspective a little bit, but it makes sense.
As you were talking about using the word cleaning, it it actually made me think of when you and I are discussing something that,
The vacuum cleaner comes out all the time.
well, it's not so much the vacuum cleaner because that does come out, but I get this like energy that I need to be fixing things and cleaning things, and I don't
Folding towels and folding towels.
it's like I don't know what it is. I mean, I'm sure a therapist could say, "Oh, well, that's that Matt," but
No, it's,
I do that like obsessively when I'm trying to
that's,
when I'm upset about something or I'm trying to work through something. I'll just start cleaning things.
yeah, no, I don't have to ask you if you're upset about something. If the vacuum cleaner comes out just out of nowhere, and boys and girls, it's a Dyson, lots of suction. Um, I mean, I'm like, oh, here's yep, something. Okay, I'm gonna step aside.
It calms my. It
No,
calms.
it does. It's the
I
it's
don't
the
know what.
Dyson. It's the Dyson and it's the towels. So another tip for any of you guys that ever come over for whatever, for dinner, for hanging out, whatever. If you're using a towel,
Let's clarify. Dish
all right,
towel.
sorry, all right, okay, I'll start again. Any of you guys come over for whatever reason, you're hanging out, you have a business meeting, you're coming over for dinner, lunch, coffee, whatever, and for some reason you're using the dish towel, but you're not done with it yet. You think you're going to use it again in a couple of minutes. Oh, I'm doing this, but I'm going to go wash this cup. Do not, I repeat, do not put the towel down. Steph will find that towel and she will fold that towel for you and it'll be ready for you to use again. It is the most adorable, I don't want to say frustrating thing because I just laugh. Like I put the towel down because like I'm going to go to the other room to get some. I'm going to come back and I'm going to use that towel to clean that dish. Sure as shit, that towel's folded neat as can be. So but it obviously there's something it's something that's saying to you, your brain is going somewhere, and that is like I don't know, a calming mechanism or a processing mechanism. It's not it's that's your thing. Other people have other things.
Yeah,
I
I
think it's
don't know
just
what it is. I mean, in my brain, you're doing your stuff, and you very kind of you. You clean up the dishes. I make the dinner. We have this little arrangement, and if
fair.
you're cleaning up and I see the towel bunched up on the counter, I just can't have it. Like
Yeah,
I
but
need
but of the two of us, I'm way more OCD than you are. Like the plate has to go a certain way. I'll go back if it's not right. I'll go back and change the plate. The cup has to be here. The cups go in a specific place. I rotate the plates. I rotate the cups so that they wear the same way. Like I mean, if I'm putting something down and it's not perfectly put away, by now you should realize there's probably a reason. Chances are he didn't just leave it, because if he did, guaranteed he's going to come back flipping out and he's going to go fix it. So just it's fine. I'm used to it by now. I know to hold on to the towel. Like I literally hold on to the towel for my own safety and the safety of the towel. Anyway, so I it's one of those adorable things you do that just makes me love you even more. Okay, so another thing I think that kind of comes up as this time of the year, and we touched on it a little bit before, when we plan out like a new year, which is natural, I think, for most people, and certainly anybody in business for sure, and personal things too, or if you're in school or whatever. I think it requires freedom to adapt. I think you're planning out what you're going to do, and you have to kind of in your mind be like, okay, I have to adapt to something a little bit new or a little bit different, because otherwise I'm just going to have the same thing's going to happen over and over again. And I think as creatives, it's a little bit trickier to do. I think, and in general, I think people don't like to change and they don't like to adapt to new things that easily. That's just kind of a human nature thing. But I don't know. I think as creatives, it's pretty tricky. I think it's a little bit trickier to like adapt to a new way of doing things or a new strategy around something. Or as much as I think creatives are always looking for the new thing, I think the adapting and I don't know, I find it to be a little tricky. And I think around this time of year, it's a little tricky. And again, let's keep in mind that living in the Northeast, when it's colder and darker earlier stuff, that makes it tricky too. But I think it's so healthy to adapt. I think it's so healthy to look and experiment with different things. But I think I don't know. I find with creatives, it's trickier. Like when I see talk to business people, are just pure business people, or doing other things that are not creative per se. They don't have as much of a problem with it. Like and I think for creatives, it's a little bit tricky. And I think you have to have that freedom to be able to do it. So
well,
I
I
don't know.
think as a creative, that is that there's a lot of freedom just being a creative.
Hmm.
So I mean, I'm used to having a lot of freedom. I don't work in corporate America where frankly it doesn't sound like there's barely any freedom. I'd probably get fired immediately if I worked in corporate America. But my daily for as long as I can remember has been around a lot of freedom. And obviously when you're running a business, there are systems so that the business runs somewhat smoothly. But as a creative business, as we are planning out our new year, for example, there are a lot of new things that we are planning. And there are new systems that I'm going to be putting in place. Like, for example, to make this sound a little bit more clear, one of the things that I'm going to be doing is creating a catalog for my interior design slash art business, something I have never done before, but I've worked in interior design for over 20 years prior to Have Some Fun Today. And I am an artist forever. And so I am devising this new part of my art business that is going to address artwork for interior design projects as a product.
Huh?
And so, and actually, the paintings in back of you in this video are two examples of the kind of work that I'm talking about. And so, just to fit this into what you're talking about, I'm experimenting right now
Mhm.
and I am adjusting because this is not the kind of artwork that I'm used to doing.
Right.
So now I am in a phase right now where I am experimenting and I am taking a lot of risks and challenges. And I literally am figuring out my own formulas. So there's a lot of adaptation to, I don't know how this is going to turn out. And I'm
Right.
spending money and time, but it is part of the process to allow yourself the freedom to adapt to something new you want to do.
Right. You're looking at the new year, you're like, there's things I want to do, and you have to kind of clear out this freedom to be able to do that. Like you
Yeah.
have to have that, and that's how it comes together. And I think, again, I think that's just it's different. It's unique. Like you're talking about doing a whole different type of painting. You're talking about creating a totally different type of potential line of products for have some fun day. These are that doesn't happen like in a regular type of non-creative work. Like that doesn't happen in an accounting firm, even in a marketing agency. Like they're in the office, they have that thing. Yes, you do changes. Yes, you do fresh things, but it's different. It's very different. It's still very like there's kind of these lanes, and you by cleaning things out, by doing these things and being like, okay, I'm going to do this. Now you have that freedom. Now you can adapt. And I think that's very cool. I think it's very cool. And I think it's exciting. So yeah, I think that makes sense. I mean, I think it's good for people to kind of see that perspective. They have to think about, okay, I've got to make sure give myself some freedom to adapt because otherwise I'm not going to get to do this great thing that I want to do.
That's why I think January is an important time because, we are closing up the business year, the end of December, and there are definitely changes I want to make in my businesses. And that being Have Some Fun Today, that being my art. And through both of these two entities and being around the interior design world, I have seen an opportunity that's somewhere in between both of these things. And so, in the midst of being a fine artist, having a solo show that is not those paintings in back of you, but is actually really intricate, from the depths of my soul kind of painting that I'm doing. That's one thing. This new thing is going to be a product. It's going to be a product that I have expertise in doing. I'm going to figure out my own strategy for how to do it, how I'm going to do it, and I'm going to formalize it. I'm going to create a catalog. So there's a lot of experimenting, there's a lot of planning, there's a lot of launching. And that's why I think you need different times of the year where you're starting fresh with
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, look, it makes sense. I mean, listening to you talk about it, like it could be a whole new way. I mean, if we can kind of, as we are also working on, tracking the things that we're doing and cataloging the things that we're doing and coming up with use cases and different things that we're doing, this could be very informative, for other people. I hope, that they can see, like, because January for a lot of people is like this depressing month, like after the holidays, credit card bills are due. Like it's dark. It's icky for a lot of people. A lot of people get pretty down in January. And we've been working on this for a while. It's like flipping that switch. It's like looking at January. It's like, no, this is great. Like this is great. Like this is a great time of the year. It's a great way we can really okay, all those things that we've been talking about that were just too difficult to do was pulled in a million different directions. Okay, we're not being pulled in a million different directions. Most people are kind of down or they're still on vacation or whatever when we're full steam ahead. It's a exciting time. It's not a negative time. It's an exciting time. And I don't know. Maybe we'll do this. Like, what's January? It's Have Some Fun Today month. Uh, so I don't know. I think it's interesting. I think it's
Yeah,
interesting.
no, it is. And I think it is probably helpful for people out there who are trying to pivot like what they do, or maybe they want to start something and they don't know how to start it. There's so many different variations of what people are going through that I come across. I mean, I know good friends of mine that are changing jobs. I have friends of mine who are pivoting. Maybe they have a podcast and they want to pivot how they're doing it. People who have like an art page and they want to pivot how they're representing it. I think that this is this is how it's done. You know, you clear out, you think it through, and you start experimenting, and you start documenting, and you start launching.
Another thing that I kind of thought about that I think comes into play is like what stays with us from the holiday season, like good or bad. I think we go through these things in life, and some people think, well, okay, that's good, it's done, it's in a box. But I think things stay with us, like they carry forward. We may not always think about it, but it's a little bit of an imprint, something. So if you had a great holiday season and everything was just amazing and wonderful, which most people have something goes on during the holiday season. Like it's unfortunate, but something like somebody had a miscommunication or they did this. Just usually something happens, but we all work towards having nice holiday seasons and time with family and friends. And for me, having latkes and sufganiot, which are jelly donuts, we could have that holiday every month as far as I'm concerned. And certainly all the stuff that happens around your family and all the great food and the get-togethers and the awesome, it's all lovely. And of course, no matter what, I talk to friends and they're like, yeah, it was great, but there was this one little thing, but then we were okay. And this, so it's like stuff and the stuff we learn. And I think it's interesting. I was thinking about it like, well, that's got to carry with you, right? Like, and I don't know. I think I don't know if it's a thing, like a specific thing, or if it's a type of thing that stays with us. But I don't know. I just think there is something. I think there's something about it doesn't just go and it's done, right? Like it stays with us in some capacity or another. And I don't know. I just kind of wanted to share that a little bit. I think I don't know. What do you think?
Well, what I think is that it really depends on the person and the situation.
Sure.
I am part of a big Italian American family. So, what usually my holiday involves a lot of people traveling in from my brother comes in from California with his new wife and her daughter Charlotte, and my mom is like overjoyed, and it's really nice to have this bigger family a couple times a year when that happens. And my sisters, I'm one of five, I'm the oldest of five. And then, I have my children, Allegra's got a boyfriend, Ben, and I have my nieces and my nephew and cousins. So it becomes like this like 20 plus, person thing for an extended period of time. So there's a lot of excitement. So there's a lot of energy and there's a lot of, people, excited to see each other, but yet there's always some little drama. In a big family, there's always some little drama. And it's even like when I talk to my girlfriends and they're telling me about their holiday and they're telling me about some little drama. So I feel like the holidays often involve some kind of little drama. And at the time, it doesn't feel so little sometimes, even though half the time it's the stupidest thing. So I think there's that, and I think it's pretty universal that family get togethers can be stressful. They can also be really beautiful.
Right.
And, so last night, we're kind of almost through the whole holiday. And in general, it was very nice. Yes, there was a little bit of drama here and there, and it could have been avoided because it was dumb, but it all worked
And
out.
I think that's it, right? Like you hit it. Like that's one part right there. It's like most of the time, I think most of the time, any little drama that happens, I mean, and of course, it's natural. If there would be four of you, there would be less chance. If there's six of you, there's a little more chance. If there's eight of you, if there's 12, and it's not that anybody is bad. It's not that anybody is fighting with one another, but we all have our things that we're used to. And even though you guys all grew up together, once one leaves the home and then the other leaves the home, and it's the same. I hear this from like when your friend says something about what they did. Well,
Yeah,
he
this
does
is
it
not
this
just
way.
my family. This is
Yeah,
like
no, and yours yours compared to what I hear from others is heaven. Like, and really, for the most part, I would say 99% of the time, it's all cool. It's just little things that like you and I live our lives a certain way, right? Your mother lives her life a different way. She's older. It's different. One of your sisters lives a life this way. Another sister lives it a different way. When you all have to get together, now you have to have some sort of coordination. And
Yeah.
so that's where you get into like, it's just, well, I thought we were doing this. Like, no, didn't I tell you we were doing that? Like, you thought you told me. You didn't intentionally not tell me. It just,
Yeah. It's the
and I
community.
think that kind of happens. Yeah, I think it's that. So, but that's kind of my point is like, there's that part where there's like going to be that little drama. And how does that stay with us into January, into March, into April? And then there's the beautiful, amazing moments. Like there's just the sweetest little moment where you just look over at somebody and you see how happy they are. Or you had whatever, you had a great conversation with somebody that you haven't seen in months or whatever, or somebody
Yeah.
new that somebody
All that
brings into.
happened. All that happened.
And I think it's just interesting how everybody looks forward to the holidays, and then you hear most people say, "Oh, the holidays again." Like there's this looking forward, there's this dread, and then it's over, and you're like, "Oh, I wish we would have had more time." I just think all of those emotions and movement, it's got to carry over in some way, and I just was thinking about it. Like I wonder if we could track that somehow. Like I think it would be so fascinating. I'm
Well,
just being philosophical, I guess, but
yeah,
yeah.
I think the carrying over for me is knowing that I'm very lucky to be part of a big family, as maddening as they can make me at times, just by the sheer numbers. Like for instance, last night when my mom came over for dinner, and it was just the three of us after all the leftovers from Christmas were eaten, and she was just eating food that I made because my mother loves to prepare everything for the holidays, no matter how much people offer to help. It was nice for her to sit and eat my food and just sit there and just feel like I could tell she felt like the holidays were good. She was grateful to have everybody there.
Yeah.
And I guess it was a success, in terms of like, as an 81-year-old mother, having her five children there with their partners and her grandkids and whoever else was around that, was part of our holiday. And I think that is what carries with me, knowing that I have that.
Yeah. It's nice. It's
Hmm.
really nice. It's really nice. Yeah. I mean, look, seeing how happy your mom was by all of it, and I said something to her the other day and I was like, she's like, yeah, it was really nice. Like, and so to me, it's like, whatever little thing, and there really wasn't anything. Like, there's certainly been times in everybody. I've had it with my family. There was like, oh my goodness, I can't believe this shit happened. But I don't know. I think maybe it's just you experience it and you do different things, but I thought it was it really was. It was pretty lovely. And it was chill. We had our moments where it was like a lot of action, a lot of this, and when we're used to the two of us, or Allegra comes over, or Gabby comes over, like there's not a lot of us most of the time, so we have a certain level of volume that we're used to. When you add two people to that, the volume goes up. When you add 12 people to that, the volume goes up. Like it's just so it's. But I do think there's a part of it that carries through, and I think good and bad. I think it is good, right? Like even if you carry some of the bad stuff around, it helps you be better. It helps you adapt to things differently. It helps you make relationships that maybe are not that great stronger. Like it, and I think so. I think yeah, that's what I think. So
Yeah. I mean, I think that if you're a person who's self aware, if you had run into some communication issues or whatever it was that caused the drama, if you have awareness, hopefully you learn from it. Hopefully
exactly.
you
Yeah.
learn to ask next time, okay, who's hosting? Oh, and ask the question that caused the drama
Yeah.
rather than assuming.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure.
It's learning
I think we all can learn from it. Yeah. I think we all can learn from it. And I think even some people that are at these bigger gatherings that were like they weren't part of what happened. Like it was the cousin and the uncle did somebody supposed to pick somebody up and the other one forgot? And there was nothing to do with that other person. They can learn from seeing how that was handled, and it can help them. And I think I think there's something there. I think there's
Yeah, I
something.
mean, I think if people communicated better, it would improve holiday gatherings.
Yeah, I think if people communicated better, it would help the planet
That is true.
in general. Um, okay, well, that was fun. You
It's
are so beautiful. You really are so beautiful. So, for those of you who are not seeing this live and or seeing it, like seeing the video and on YouTube and just listening to us on your favorite podcast channel, there's a lovely painting behind Steph's head that says "You are" on one big black panel and "So beautiful" on another black panel, and so it's reminding me that she is so beautiful and reminding all of you, not that you need any reminders, because she is so beautiful. But I'm saying this more times this week because I just learned how to read. So there's that.
Congratulations.
Um, thank you. I'm very proud of myself. And I think that's taking us to, God damn, what's it called? Rapid fire time. Goodness, it's rapid fire
Flew
time.
by.
Yeah, baby. It's the best time of the year is when rapid fire hits the channels. Um, all right then. Are you ready for what's in store for you this week?
Sure.
Sure. Well, such enthusiasm. The enthusiasm I get from this audience. You ready? You want to go first? Who's going first?
I'll go first. I'll read. I can read too.
This is. I
All
mean,
right.
we
Right.
really are amazing.
Schweidman. First question. The thing you love most about the new year?
Thing I love most about the new year. I mean, the fact that everybody else is so excited that there's a new year.
Okay. That works.
Yeah,
That
I'd say
works.
probably that's probably what I love the most about it.
Because I know this is definitely not a question you would have conjured up for all your enthusiasm about the new year. Okay. Number two, what you'd still want to do for the holidays, even if you had all the money in the world.
I would say that if there was something I wanted to pick for somebody, like a certain present or a certain moment, because the present thing, like the material things about it, I'm not a big fan of that. I wouldn't want someone to plan that out for me. Like as much as I would love if someone planned out a lot of things that I do, because not that there's anything wrong with, I'm not complaining that I do a lot of things, but there's certain things that if I had all the money in the world, would organize this or book that or order that or whatever, like ordering refills of something, it's a pain in the ass. Like if I had someone who could do it, great. But I wouldn't want someone to do something that's emotional for me and be like, "Oh, here I got this for you." Just tell her or just tell him or just "Oh, I got this thing for so." I'd still want to do that. I still want to do that.
Okay. Cool. Okay. Last one. One takeaway from this year's holiday season.
That if there's something that I want to eat, I have to just go take it and not wait for somebody else to either finish it or wait.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, there's some certain things that I was like, "Oh, I should eat that," and then I go back for it, and they're like, "Oh, it's gone," and I'm like,
Oh,
"That's not
right.
cool."
That's a bummer.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I know that's lame as shit, but I just
No, it's not because I get it. There is a lot of food at our holiday, and if you wanted any of it and you didn't
and
take
I'm like, I'm not the first one to grab something, right? Like I'm always like, no, I'll wait, whatever. And then I turn around, they're like, "Where's that?" They're like, "Oh, they took it home," or "Oh, we ate it," or like,
it's like going to the movies and me having popcorn and you don't eat it fast enough, you're shit
and
out of
it's
luck.
my fault. It's just so you know, it's so everybody. Okay, when you opened the door, I wouldn't have probably brought this
That's
up,
okay.
but
You can tell everyone how what
so
a
so
where I
so
am.
we I don't care what we went to see some movie a few weeks ago or so ago, and we shared a popcorn, which is reasonable because we're not eating like 20 pounds of popcorn. As much as Steph really loves popcorn, and
I
so
actually do eat 20 pounds of popcorn.
regardless, it's not 20 pounds, but she likes popcorn. So it was like I wasn't even that long into the movie, but maybe like half an hour into the movie, and she was like, "It's gone." I was like, "What?" And she's like, "Well, it's your fault for not eating it fast enough." Like I got blamed for not eating the popcorn fast enough. I thought that was the greatest thing. I was like, you know what? I have no comeback to that. I was I was just floored. I was like, okay, duly noted. The next time I did grab popcorn faster, but I was
Well,
like,
we're either going to have to buy two popcorns because
it's all
I
good.
have an oral
I,
fixation. So I'm really just,
it's
I'll
all
eat
good.
into my mouth and I'm not even
It's
hungry. It's just
it's
habit.
all good. It's all good. It's all good. I'm glad you deserve all the joy in the universe. So, all right, your turn. You ready?
Sure.
Okay. Things you love most about the new year.
I just feel like it's a fresh start. I like
Okay,
it.
that's good. What you'd still want to do for the holidays, even if you had all the money in the world.
I love to make things for the people I love. I like to write special little cards for the holidays. I like to make, put little books together. And yeah, so I'd still want to do that. One could go out and buy all these crazy fancy gifts. That's one thing, but I love something that's made from the heart.
Right. Okay. Fair enough. I thought of that. I thought you were going to say wrapping the gifts. You seem to like doing that too. I don't know why.
Yeah, that's fun too.
Yeah.
That's a creative
Um,
thing. I'm an artist. Of course I like to wrap
no,
gifts.
fair enough. Fair enough. One takeaway from this year's holiday season.
That I have two amazing daughters that, just they gave me so much love and it was really special.
Yeah, it was nice. It was very nice. Yeah, it was very, very nice. I'm really glad. Very cool. Well, that was awesome. That was a great way to start the year. I think we both did a really great job. I think you were amazing, and I think you are so beautiful. And for those of you who didn't know that, you need to remember that. Any closing notes from you?
No, just that I really hope that this new year is incentivizing, is inspiring to go out and, be your best self.
I will do my best self to be my best self.
Okay.
All right, and on that tongue twister note,
Yeah.
bye. See you
Bye
next
bye.
time.